Hey guys, Zach here. I know it's called football. Arsenal smacking Manchester United around. They just won. The game is over, 3-2 to the Arsenal with a late goal from Eddie Nketiah, who was fantastic today. Every Arsenal player really stepped up after that really good start we conceded. Eddie scored a very good header, and we came out the second half and just controlled the rest of the game. Eddie scored two. Saka with a brilliant strike, and could have had two as well, but if not for some defending from Luke Shaw. Ben White came off at halftime for Tomiyasu, and obviously Marcus Rashford is in the form of his life. I think it's 9 goals in 9 for him. So his goal was a rocket. Usually, a strike like that you tend to see with a player who's left-footed or I just I knew right away as soon as he chopped that ball past Thomas Partey, you knew he was going to get a shot at goal, and as soon as he wound up, I knew it was going in, and those Arsenal players today reacted just exactly how you would expect a team fighting for a Premier League title to react. The youngest manager in the league, youngest team in the league, or second youngest, and it's always the young players who are stepping up. Look at Eddie, 23 years old, 2 goals, and Bukayo Saka, 21 or 20 years old, with a screamer to beat De Gea to take the lead. And it's one thing to take the lead, you know, from any team in the Premier League, but this United team is very well coached. Eric Ten Hag clearly getting the best out of these players, and like I said, Marcus Rashford in particular. And they've been pretty defensively sound. Luke Shaw, I thought, did a pretty good job at tightening up that right hand side with Saka, and of course, he scored the goal. He's such a brilliant player, but I thought defensively he was pretty sound, winning a couple tackles here and there, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well kind of shut out Gabriel Martinelli, who a lot of fans at halftime were calling to be substituted, and I think that was more of a that was more being eager to see our new signing, Leandro Trossard, more than anything. And yeah, he wasn't brilliant today, Martinelli, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka played a fantastic game today. That tackle in the box, usually you see a tackle like that and you get up and your reaction is, oh, it has to be a penalty, but you knew right away he won the ball. Very good tackle today. Rafael Varane didn't stand out too much to me. Leandro Martinez obviously scored a goal. He's just sort of a pit bull, that guy, and sound defensively as well. But at the end of the day, it's Eddie Nketiah's work rate, and that's something I never doubted. So many players for years have said how he's not good enough for Arsenal, and he'll never be Arsenal's main striker. And he must have seen or heard a lot of those opinions, because this guy is on fire at the moment. 3 goals in his last 5 games. At home at the Emirates, and he's just flying at the moment. The way he finds himself in space, especially in that box, he just owns it. He completely rules that 18-yard box, and he is one of the best poachers. That I've seen. Giroud, another example of a player who just sort of does the dirty work, and he might not score. Well, Giroud scores some beautiful goals, but Eddie Nketiah might not score the most smashing and stunning goals, but you put the ball in the back of the net, and he's put 2 in, and he's won us 3 points today, Eddie Nketiah. So fair play to him. Fantastic game from Eddie. Zinchenko, another player for me, I wanted to vote him as man of the match. He is just everywhere. He's hardly even playing left back. You see Granit Xhaka fit there and sort of cover for him he was playing right wing next to Bukayo Saka at a couple moments during the game. He's just brilliant. The way he moves the ball, the way he's just so confident. He knows exactly where to go. He hardly takes risks, and if he does, it tends to pay off, whether it's a move or a pass, a back heel, a touch, whatever it may be. This guy has cost 35 million from Manchester City, from the champions, and it is just almost feels like stealing from Manchester City, and just brilliant from him today. Gabriel and William Saliba, I thought, did a very good job today. A little bit of shakiness from Aaron Ramsdale. I thought the collision with Tomiyasu, him and Rashford, we got a little bit lucky there. There were some nervy moments. I thought Anthony Taylor did a decent job today. You could tell clearly something was said to referees about being crowded. I thought the yellow card for Mikel was a bit over the top. Luke Shaw, that was the fourth foul on Saka, and granted Ben White's tackle wasn't it wasn't great, but it was his first challenge and he got booked, and I think Luke Shaw went the rest of the no he got booked after the sixth foul. So good job to Anthony Taylor for doing that. But clearly the FA or somebody has spoken to referees about not letting players surround them, which is great. Bruno Fernandes is still going to do it regardless, but you could see Anthony Taylor, frustrated, and you're never going to change a referee's decision ever. It's impossible. It's illegal. They can't be persuaded by players, and obviously it's a gut reaction to claim what you know and give your opinion or what you think. It's a corner, it's not a foul, yellow card, whatever. But it's good to see referees taking control of the game. I mean, they need to be a little intimidating. I know you're on the pitch there with superstars and refereeing games with fans and these massive clubs and massive amounts of people. But yeah, you need to have a little more cojones as a referee in the Premier League, especially just any level of football. So 5 points clear now with a game in hand. City obviously winning today. Haaland with a hat trick. We have to play City twice, keep in mind. So it's going to be very, very difficult. I don't know how. I mean, we're playing them 3 times if you really think about it, because we have them in the Carabao Cup semi-final coming up, and we played them in March. Yeah, it's we're halfway through the season now, and that's 50 points, the best start Arsenal have ever had to a Premier League campaign. And the man in charge, I remember that quote from Mikel Arteta, who he said, "I think this project is going to bang." He said that 2 years ago when he started. I don't think he has any people doubting him now. Perhaps he does. There's a lot of Arsenal fans out there, but this is halfway through. It's looking great, but again, you have to play City twice. We have Chelsea again. We've got to play Liverpool, and God, things just look so bright. So important now. We go to Everton, and Everton are struggling now. They are drowning, and just the last thing you want is to go to Everton and have what happened last year. All it takes is one screamer from a player like Damari Gray, and you're out 3 points, and your confidence perhaps capitulates a little bit, or you leave wishing you had done something else, and you can't let that get to your head. And again, none of these players, obviously with the exception of Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus, who have won a Premier League, and I think you probably have to count Mikel Arteta in that as well, because obviously his part in Guardiola's Manchester City, and that's a big part that he played. A lot of people love the narrative of Cone Man, and if you're not familiar, Guardiola called Mikel when he was still at Bayern Munich and asked him to be his assistant manager at City, and he said, "I'm still playing, man. I'm not yet retired." And so many people speak highly about Mikel Arteta. It's just brilliant to see the way this man has changed the culture of this football club back to its roots and where it should be, playing beautiful football, getting results, dominating, attractive, attacking, fluid football. And it's like it just makes you feel warm. I was jittery, and it was a brilliant game to watch. Obviously I was nervous at times, but it's just the way that he's got this team playing, man. It's beautiful thing. And God, I hope we can go on and win, and hopefully I'll be in London for the Chelsea game. Still working on tickets, so that is going to be exciting. My first trip to the Emirates. I can't wait for that. And God, man, the line is, it's right there. We've just hit the halfway mark. I know I've said that a couple times, but it's really starting to become a reality. And Arsenal's to lose, obviously. We go away and win at Everton, use that game in hand. That's 53 points, and that's 8 points again ahead of Manchester City. So it's totally up to us to keep that lead, and it's so exciting, man. That's it for me. I appreciate anyone who watched, guys. I do really appreciate it. So thank you. Please do give me a comment or hit me up on Twitter and let me know your thoughts on the game, and what can we expect for the rest of the season, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you when I see you.